It is inbuilt in the African culture for women to breastfeed their babies. However, in recent years there's been a decline in breastfeeding rates due to many different reasons. This may be as a result of many myths and fallacies spread about breastfeeding. Like, if a woman doesn't breastfeed for 24 hours, her breast milk will be sour and not hygienic for the baby. Some women also believe that their breast is too small and cannot produce enough milk for the baby, unlike the large ones. Others even think that breastfeeding will affect the shape of their breasts. Another falsehood among some nursing mothers is that if the mother has an infection or the baby has cough or stooling, she should stop breastfeeding. A breastfeeding baby needs extra water in hot weather, and that breast milk is not enough for the child less than 6 months of age. African women should be supported and encouraged to breastfeed and suckle their babies exclusively for the first 6 months and continue till 2 years with the introduction of complementary feeds from 6 months of life.
Definitely, I will breastfeed my baby for 12 months because the breast milk that comes from the breast to the baby makes the baby to be healthy without giving the baby any food. But the breast milk alone can sustain the baby. So breastfeeding a baby for 12 months will make the baby to be healthy and to look beautiful.
And now, we bring you facts about breastfeeding and infant-child nutrition.
Child nutrition means any food that contains all the essential ingredients that are needed for the physical, mental, and even spiritual growth of the child. Because as a child, they need some specific content in their foods in terms of fat, sugar, amino acid, calcium, especially for the growth of their bones, and then for overall growth of their brain and intellect.
The vast majority of women produce more than enough milk to breastfeed their babies. If a healthy baby is not fast in growing or loses weight, it is not because the mother does not have enough milk, but this may be because the baby does not get sufficient milk from the mother. The baby will breastfeed better and longer if he or she is latched on properly. Breast milk is the most nutritionally sound food you can provide your baby. It contains all the nutrients such as protein, lipid, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, and trace elements that the babies need to grow healthy in the exact quantity required for their age.
Exclusive breastfeeding was introduced many years ago, especially it started in Africa because of one particular thing people don't even realize: diarrhea. So that's why exclusive breastfeeding is preferable, especially in a developing world, where we cannot keep our feeding bottles, our things we use to feed our children from externally clean enough.
During lactation, the mother's body uses nutrients first to produce milk before using them for herself. A healthy, balanced diet is important to sustain the baby's growth and to help the mother stay healthy. A well-balanced diet simply means eating the right amount of the right foods. It is also not true that breastfeeding must hurt the nipples, though some tenderness during the first few days is relatively common. This should be a temporary situation that lasts only a few days and should never be so bad that the mother dreads breastfeeding. Pain not improving at the end of the first week should all not be considered a normal part of breastfeeding, but should be reported to the appropriate healthcare giver. The benefits of breastfeeding to both the baby and the mother. Some of these include: breastfeeding stimulates hormones that help the mother's body recover from pregnancy and delivery. Breastfeeding speeds up the return of the uterus to its original pre-pregnancy size by stimulating the secretion of a natural hormone called oxytocin. Breastfeeding helps the mother burn extra calories and lose weight due to the extra energy required to produce breast milk. Bonding is promoted between the mother and child through breastfeeding. It furthers emotional attachment between the mother and the baby.
I really enjoyed breastfeeding because it makes me to have a good contact with my baby, and there's this rapport that you have with your baby when you are breastfeeding your baby. So it's like it's between the mother and the child, and I really enjoyed it then.
Breast milk contributes to protect the baby from diseases and strengthen the baby's natural immunity. It helps to build brighter brains, and breast milk is easy for our babies to digest. So mothers, breastfeeding is a joyful period, and exclusive breastfeeding should be accepted and practiced with all sense of happiness for the first 6 months of an infant's life, and after then, you can introduce the complementary foods.